Okay folks, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if we can make this one turn up a treat. Okay, let's see what we're demoing with. I got here a Vogue magazine, Vogue Living, otherwise known as On Trend Living. I call it On Trend because Vogue is the word for on trend. So we've got this creative section here, this arty-farty shit of some descript, and we're interested in a section out of this picture here. And we're hoping to get a nice image out of this section, roughly. So we're just going to put it on the glass. So, this is going to be a tricky one, folks. A little bit tricky. But yeah, this is really snooty, this kind of publication. I don't call it a snooty magazine, but it is snooty. Very rich. And if you're an artist, oh fuck, I lost all my settings. And if you're an artist and you appear in a magazine, it's amazing how popular art, how fickle the world is when it comes to art. Like a person who has an intellectual disability would normally be relegated to the ranks of art therapy. But if you can get someone with who's a person suffering from an intellectual disability and you manage to make them into an artistic star, well, even their work becomes valuable. But I don't think I'm describing it properly, folks. Like, if you're not a rich and famous artist, your work is worth nothing. But amazing how people take notice of you when you become rich. So even if you have got an intellectual disability and somehow you've made it into the higher echelons of the art world, even though you're disabled and under normal circumstances you'd be a nobody, you'd just be a person probably only joining the ranks of people doing art therapy. Well, it's amazing how people pay attention to fame and fortune and recognition. But if you're a person who's not recognised, if you're just a nobody and you create beautiful art, just like even more beautiful than the rich person, well, you're still not going to make it because you're not established. So, it's really horrible the way the art world is so tilted in favour of those who have already made it. And I know that when I leave my artwork, I do public demos sometimes, or every week in recent months I've been doing demos in the field. So I'm trying to, and what I do is I leave pictures lying around on top of the photocopier when I'm finished with the book or with the object that I manipulated, and I'm hoping that people, and someone's ringing my number, it's the photocopier company, they're probably after a meter reading. I got to, when I get off this photocopier, I'm going to give them a call, and yeah, it's about the time the meter has to be read. That's my obligation. Unfortunately, they're still persisting on the phone. I do hope they get off, because it's really annoying having a flag in the way of my vision of view. I just hope I'll have to ring them back. Of course, it's important to have a meter read because this is how I keep my dreams alive. I don't have to pay for the toner when it runs out. I don't have to pay for a service call if the machine breaks down. It's what happens. That's why you have a meter, why you have a billing meter, because you pay for the copies you make, and what you pay goes into servicing and consumables like toner or waste toner box, which are consumables that get depleted regularly. Then there's other parts like the imaging units that hold the drums. They can wear out as well. So you need to keep the machine functional and within budget. You need to have a service agreement. It's a part of the service agreement to have the meter read every month. So it's just a part of it. It's accepted, there's nothing wrong with it. They have to make money somehow. Trying to get this to look good. But yeah, when it comes to being an artist, if you're not recognised, even if you're the most brilliant artist on earth, you still don't get recognised. And I'm disabled myself, but I'm not. I've got a partial intellectual disability that stops me from working in a normal job, but I'm really smart in other areas of the brain, like the creative side. And it's really difficult trying to get recognised as an artist. There's an artist I saw who's got an intellectual disability, a real severe one, like it encompasses he appears to be like he's not like me. He's not bright, he's not smart, but he really has a clue for colour and shapes and shit. And if he went through a certain agency which promotes people with intellectual disability, and this agency has been a very efficient conduit for many people with an intellectual disability, and they put these people in contact with the right people and all that, and that's how they get recognised, these people. But the problem I have is that even though I've got an intellectual disability, I have not been diagnosed. So I don't have access to this agency. And this agency really knows how to promote people with intellectual disability and turn it around so they're no longer... You could say they're almost like they're not disabled. They're like they're living the dream and they're able to get satisfaction from their artistic practice. They're not just going through the motions. They're really working it, and they're really succeeding, and they're really having fun and making a lot of money in the process, and not having to possibly not even having to rely on Centrelink. But I don't have access to this agency, so I'm doing it alone, folks. I'm doing it alone, and I have to have the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 to get interested in my work, and they don't play my stuff because I'm not fucking recognised. I'm not one of the lucky duckies of the art world who's managed to make some kind of recognition for themselves. It really is challenging, folks, trying to get into this world of art, this echelons of art. I'm not even on the first rung, as far as I know. I don't even have my foot on the first step of the ladder. I'm just on the fucking ground, grovelling. And yes, I may not have a severe but a moderate intellectual disability, but I still can't, even though I do believe I have high functioning autism as well, otherwise previously known as Asperger's syndrome. And I still can't use my high functioning parts, like the autism, to rise above the low functioning parts, which prevent me from making money. It would be nice if I did have this agency help me. I do wonder which one's the better one. This one I think is the better one. So I need Channel 9 to help me though, folks. I don't want to go through an agency, folks, even though they have helped many people with intellectual disability get successful. But basically I'm trying to get myself up there on my own with the help of I'm hoping the TV channel will help me. But I'm really struggling. It's costing me a lot of money to produce this stuff. The people at this, I won't name the agency or the people, but they're doing really well and they really know how to help others who otherwise would end up on the Centrelink scrap heap. And I do feel like I'm on the scrap pile. I don't feel like the art world cares. And these people, this one artist who's so successful, he's become a finalist in his prestigious Archibald Prize. He's really made it big going into the Archibald. And the Archibald Prize to me is like, fuck, that's high up. That's fucking up in the sky. You know, I would never have a chance of getting there, I feel. But of course, they don't accept photocopier art. Part of the stringent qualities you need for this to get into the Archibald Prize, it has to be a painting. It has to be a painting, not a photocopy, a painting. And I don't paint, and I can't paint, so I'm automatically disqualified. But still, it shows how if you get the right contacts, you get the right people who can help you, the sky's the limit. And I'm trying to get Channel 9 to be my conduit. Really trying to get them to be my conduit into the successful world of art instead of being a failure and having to rely on Centrelink. I feel really envious of these people with disabilities who've managed to make it big, but that's because I'm not living in my happy zone. I haven't succeeded yet. Being a failure is a great way of making yourself suffering from envy or jealousy. So being a failure at anything is just fucks your head up. Fucks my head up, folks. This is not what we want. We're going to do a switcheroo. But basically, I want to be able to support myself. I don't want to be relying on Centrelink for my life, and you don't get much money from Centrelink, and working in a disability employment is so fucking mind-numbingly boring, and you still don't get enough money to keep your dreams alive. So I've had to take time off work, which means I'm getting even less money. So I'm trying my hardest to just spend time and concentrate on this, because otherwise I'd end up not doing enough work on the art. And yeah, I've got to get on the 6 o'clock news. And this has come up looking really a treat. I think we can now call this demo definitely quits.